Home Team with Paul Porter. Special guests, prizes, and your phone calls about the Bucks, Lightning, Rays, USF, Sun, FSU, Florida, and more. Talk to you this Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tune in Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. All brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hey, you new to the area or just want to know about the best hidden gems and upcoming events? Stay tuned. Be Local Buzz with Devin takes you to these places, introduces you to the best businesses, and tells you about upcoming buzz. Preset your radio to Tan Talk 1340 AM or 106.1 FM every Thursday from 4 to 5. That is the Be Local Buzz with Devin on Tan Talk 1340 AM and 106 FM every Thursday from 4 to 5. Looking forward to speaking with you.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's now time for Connecting Caregivers with author, speaker, caregiver advocate, and talk show host Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for caregivers.
Caregivers around the world today, it's time to lift you up. It's time to celebrate. Good afternoon and welcome to Connecting Caregivers with me, Linda Burhan, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned. And with me, I have my best friend and my co-host and sidekick, not psychic, Lynn Thornley.
Hi, good afternoon. Good
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Me too. Glad to be in the studio. How you doing, Miss Ed?
Still waiting on a cold front.
Still waiting on a cold front? You're
Don't
going to be
hold
waiting
your
a
breath.
while. You're going to be waiting. I'm going to North Carolina tomorrow, and it's like 10 degrees cooler there, and like that's really nice for me right now. I could deal with what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
We're gonna have rain the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
are you? Well, we had a lot of rain this week, but I'll tell you, the grass looks so beautiful. My plants look so beautiful.
I know.
Everything looks like so clean. So I don't know. There's something. It's a pain when it's day after day after day. Like
I like it because then I don't feel guilty doing nothing. I go, oh, good, don't have to go out today. It's raining.
But it wasn't fun when my grandson's football games were in
You just don't
mud
go.
up into their waists. They couldn't even like walk in their cleats. There was so much mud. It was like sucking it into the ground.
Well,
I'm like, I said, I don't know how many games grandma's really going to come to.
I wouldn't be going if it's raining.
But I understand, a little bad weather, but it's raining pretty hard and they're still playing because it's been raining for so long that they got to do something. And I'm like,
Go home.
Whatever. So I'm so glad you're here today. One of the things I want you to do is go to lindaburhans.com and nominate someone for the caregiver contest. It takes you like 2 minutes to do it. Just go to lindaburhans.com under caregiver contest and you nominate a caregiver. It can be a professional caregiver. It can be a personal caregiver. It can be a family caregiver. We don't pay enough attention to the caregivers. So just go there, fill out an application. Every single person that gets nominated receives a gift from me, whether it's a book or journal or something else. And then once a quarter, we have one drawing and we just pick out a random name because you're all fabulous to us. And that person gets a gift basket with massages, facials, respite care, books, just all sorts of wonderful things. I can't tell you what it means to a caregiver when someone nominates them. They're like, oh my goodness, somebody thought about me today. Because we don't, if we call up, we're like, how is mom doing? Or how is dad doing? And if we do ask to the caregiver, how are you doing? They always say, I'm okay.
I didn't have to say that. My husband went, she's fine. What are you asking her for?
Yeah, exactly. She's not the one that's sick. I am.
Exactly.
But we need to be cognizant of that because it's really tough for people to reach out. It's really tough for people to accept help. But like I always say, if people could keep asking to help you and you keep saying no, then they're going to stop asking because they're going to feel like they're getting in your space or they're in your wherever you don't want them to be. And I know that's furthest from the truth. So you need to give them an opportunity to help you because they're asking because they want to help you. Right? So give them that opportunity to help you, to get to know your loved one, and to do something good that they feel good about. So please be open to that. So we have some wonderful guests on the show today. And our first guests are Deborah Shouse and Ron Zoglin. Hello, my friends.
Hello.
How are you today?
We are great, and I just love what you're saying about caregivers being open to receiving help. Ron and I have both spent many wonderful years in the past being family caregivers, and that is such an important concept you're talking about, and it ties right in with what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Of the idea of receiving help.
So tell us a little bit more about you and Ron first.
Well, Ron and I had the honor of helping to care for our mothers. Me first when she was living with dementia, and then Ron got to care for his mom and dad both. And it was just a transformative thing in our lives. And from that, I wrote a couple books, The Love in the Land of Dementia and Connecting in the Land of Dementia. And we just have loved going around sharing ideas and stories with caregivers all over the world. It's been a deep, important part of our lives.
Yeah, it's so fulfilling because caregiving can be such an isolating situation. Can be an isolating time for some people. But now we have other ways that we can help them so they don't have to be isolated, so they don't have to feel badly, so they don't have to have questions by themselves.
Yes, it's so beautiful, the work that you two are doing. So important.
Hey, we're the same schmoes as everybody else. We just want to be out there helping however we can. It's true.
Well said.
So I love the latest book, Letters from the Ungrateful Dead. Well, just being a gal that was born in 1953, the Grateful Dead is there somewhere. So question first, how did you get to that title?
Well, that is actually a title that my deceased daughter gave me, and we will explain that as we get a little bit deeper into our interview. Yes.
So, Deborah, you're a grief therapist. And so what kind of advice do you have for our caregivers about that? And tell us about that.
Yeah. I'm actually not a grief therapist, but I'm
you're a grief therapist. Right.
My grief therapist, yes. And I do have some thoughts about that. So let me just briefly tell you how this book came about.
Yeah.
And that was that my adult daughter, Hailey, suddenly died of an overdose of meth and fentanyl 4 years ago.
I'm so sorry.
And me too. And she was a very complicated, interesting person. She had a lot of mental health issues, addiction issues, and she was also a brilliant, charismatic person.
Fabulous, loving, caring.
Absolutely. So all those things mixed together. We had a deep and tempestuous relationship while she was alive. And after she died, I was just lost.
Mm-hmm.
I was like a zombie. And about 3 months into past her death, a friend of mine said, "You need help." Talking about getting help. "You need help. You need a grief therapist." And I said, "I know, but I'm too sad to find one." So that friend found one for me. That's just, and I am ever so
what a
grateful.
gift.
What a gift. On my second visit with the therapist, she said, "Well, why don't you write letters to your daughter?" And I thought, that's a reasonable thing to say I'm a writer. I often express emotions through writing.
Mm-hmm.
But then she continued in a surprising way. She said, and have your daughter write back to you.
Oh.
At that moment, I thought, oh, maybe I don't have the right therapist because my daughter had never written to me. I just couldn't imagine it. I said, well, how would that happen? She said, you write to your daughter, you take some breaths, close your eyes, and you listen. So I didn't know what I thought about that, but I have to tell
But those
you,
words, and you listen.
and you listen. You captured the key element. The next morning, though, I was a desperate woman, and I woke up, and I did that. I poured my heart out to my daughter on the page, and I took my breath, and I listened, and I heard my daughter's voice, and it was, for me, a miracle. And I wrote down everything she said. And I did this over and over again for months.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Healing.
It was so healing.
It was healing,
Yeah.
and you got to share your voice and hear her voice because I've dealt with a lot of the issues that you're talking about in my own particular family with drug addiction and other problems. And sometimes we get so wound up in it that we don't open that conversation.
That is so well said. And with Hailey and I, there was a lot of defenses, between us. Hailey was a lot of the time. I was used by her, and we randomly were able to have a good heart-to-heart conversation, but often not.
Mm-hmm.
So you captured it so beautifully, and all that gradually disappeared in our post-death correspondence.
Yeah. Yeah. We never know where our gifts are going to come from or when they're going to come. I think the most important thing, though, is that you were open to the possibilities.
Yes. And Ron, I think Ron is well aware of that as just that feeling that you're just describing, being open to ideas that may not initially resonate with you.
Well, Ron, you were there on this journey. Would you like to read us a few of the letters? Hello?
He's there.
Okay.
Speak up.
I can't hear him.
You can't hear?
No.
Okay. He's gonna get another phone so you can hear him properly.
Okay.
1 minute.
Okie dokie.
And yes. But one of the things I love that you are so simpatico with this topic.
How does this sound?
Perfect.
Good.
Okay.
Good. All right. So you'd like to hear one of the letters?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's one. Dear Mom, I recently read a bed without books on it is not unmade. I like hardback books. I've read multiple times. I probably take after Dad in that way. You like paperback books, so you don't have to take care of them. But Mom, you really don't have to take care of hardback. You can just enjoy them. They don't mind their spines crackling and their pages doing yoga in the corners. And they love being underlined. It's like having a divine back scratch.
Yeah.
That's my daughter.
That's Hailey.
I love that.
I do believe I am going through this enormous letting go period, Mom. Shedding mood swings, anxiety, OCD, paranoia, solipsism. Great word, huh?
Yeah.
Doubt. I have a lot to get rid of, and I'm just beginning. I lay down my imaginary sense of being unloved. I lay down my prickly feelings of anxiety. I throw my fogging depression down, love, and considering laying down my sword shield, Hiley.
Wow.
Dear Hiley, what would it take for you and me to be totally at ease with each other, to fully forgive each other? I'm not sure of my answer. Over the last couple of years, I have more fully accepted and appreciated you as you are. How about you, love, Mom? Dear
My
Mom,
heart.
while I was alive, I never thought about forgiving you or getting closer to you. You were just there, my mother. I could irritate you, be mean to you. I could apologize, and you would forgive me. You were my comfortable armchair that I didn't mind eating chips in or spilling Diet Coke on. But I have more perspective since my, quote, tragic and early demise. I can see all the anger that burned inside me, the self-loathing that poisoned me, the dark sense of worthlessness that no matter what amount of appreciation or praise there was, could erase. No wonder I wanted to lose myself in drugs. I thought you could never understand me because of all I had gone through, because of how different we were. But I didn't give you credit for being an empathetic person. I'm starting to give you more credit now. But
Amen. So beautiful. So beautiful.
Thank you.
So Ron, you were with Deborah for every part of this journey. How did writing these letters impact her?
oh my gosh, it was a godsend. Deborah was in such a deep state of grief, and I absolutely did not know how to help her. I was present, and I watched her and the suffering she was going through, and we both were just rather shocked when the
Healing.
grief therapist.
You were healing, and you didn't even know it.
That's true. And when that grief therapist gave her this activity, we looked at each other like, huh?
Yeah. It's worth a shot. It's worth a shot.
It was a shock.
It's not so good right now.
Well, it turned out that activity gave her an opportunity to connect with Hiley in a very, very visceral way. And
Yeah.
I could see the difference it made in her almost instantly.
Yeah.
And reading those letters let me more fully share in her process,
Right.
and also gave me a deeper understanding of Hiley.
And you got to watch Deborah bloom.
Oh, did
and
I?
come out of sadness. Really, that's a big deal.
Yeah. I know. I got my Deborah back.
Yeah.
It took a while.
And it's so important that we talk to our loved ones, whether they're with us or whether they're not with us. I wake up every morning, and I was having a hard time 15 years ago. I was waking up in the morning angry, and I'm like, you can't do this, Linda. So for 15 years now, every morning I go out. I live across the street from a lake, and I walk my dog, and I go out on the dock, and I say my prayers. And then I take a picture of the sunrise or a duck or a bird or whatever. I post it on Facebook. I say, good morning, Seminole. But I also separately text it to 44 different people with a Bible verse. My nieces,
Whoa.
my kids,
Oh,
my sisters.
how beautiful.
Because I want to say good morning to you every morning. And I want to know that you're okay. And I want you to know that I love you. And what does it take me? 10 seconds.
Then how much do you care? 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's so beautiful.
So,
And I love the way you're talking about, staying connected,
yeah.
because I really feel like, people are with us whenever we think of them.
Yeah.
And so for me, this connection with Hiley has been life-saving and changing.
But,
And I think,
go ahead.
and it's something that, anyone can access, if there's so many, as you just said, there's so many different ways
Right.
to stay connected with people who have gone on, and everybody has their own best way. I talked to my dad, and I particularly, he's passed on, been gone for quite a while, but I particularly talk to him anytime I'm near water. He was a water person. I always have a chat with my father.
Well, I just started doing that stand-up comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So I sent out a letter to over my 3,000 caregivers and said, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Like, we've been together many years. Do you need another seminar? Do you need this? And people sent me back messages and said, Linda, we're tired of caregiver burnout and caregiver guilt and Alzheimer's and dementia. Can you just entertain us? I said, yeah, I could do that. So it's Jokester Josie Jones. And for the past 37 days, I've done a joke every day on Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, all those places.
Aren't you something? I love it.
Because
I love it.
we need a laugh.
And
Me
you should
too.
see her. She's very good.
Well, I hear her now. She's very good.
Well, you know what the real problem is these days? My back goes out more than I do. So, you know what? Josie was my mother's name.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, my parents were divorced, but my dad was also a jokester, and my dad had a series of strokes and he couldn't speak anymore. So he had all his jokes printed on business cards. And he used to hand them out anywhere he went. Everybody in the hospital wanted him as their patient because he was like joyful and grateful. And
Wow.
so, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I was in Manhattan with my stepmother and she's like crying, your dad is so happy. And I'm like, yeah.
What a legacy you come from.
Yeah, what the
So,
heck?
that's something I wanted to say about the letters. It's one of the things I missed so much was highly sense of humor. We have a shared sense of humor, and I love that. And so through the letters, I got to keep that with me.
Yeah.
And you can feel it as she writes. Got a little snarky personality.
A little smirk.
Yeah. It's so much fun. And so that was also, when you started out the program, the two of you, with love and laughter, the laughter part is also very important to us. Ron and I are laughter yoga facilitators.
Oh, I love that.
And, it's so much fun.
All right, my friends. So what's the last thing you want our listeners to hear from you today?
What's the last thing I want your listeners to hear?
Yep.
I would like your listeners to hear that you can heal yourself and your relationship with your beloved one. You can stay in touch with your beloved one if you want to. And it's worth the hard effort and the time to do that in any way that is most comfortable to you. That has been a deep response to my book, is people saying, oh, I never thought of doing that. I wanted to, but now I think I can. So our message is you can whenever you want.
Thank you, my friends. And where can our listeners find you?
Your listeners can find us at DeborahShouse.com. That's my website. It's DeborahShousewrites.com. And the book is on Amazon as well as many.
Okay, I'll put that information in the show, and I'll talk to you soon, my friends. Have a delicious day.
Thank you
wonderful
so much.
Talking to you.
Bye-bye, both of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. And now it's time to hear from our wonderful partners, so don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
Are you getting older, or are you taking care of somebody who is? You know, getting older creates new problems you probably never imagined. One of the big ones is, how do you pay for care? Care in your home, care in an assisted living facility, or care in a nursing home. Did you know that nursing home care in our community can cost up to $12,000 per month? For the last 33 years, our office has helped families access benefits, including Medicaid, VA, and PACE, to help pay for the cost of long-term care. Regardless of what your assets are or what your income is, you can qualify for these benefits. Proper planning and guidance are absolutely necessary to avoid being wiped out. Let us help. If you are in care or heading in that direction, we can help solve that problem. Take action now to obtain benefits to pay for the cost of care. Here are the 4 things that you need to do. 1, get a new power of attorney. Your old one probably isn't good enough. Get a healthcare surrogate and a living will. 3, get an estate plan that will not disqualify you from benefits. And 4, get a plan to qualify for Medicaid, PACE, or VA benefits to pay for the long-term care costs. Call us today for a free consultation, 727-539-0181, or go to flmedicaid.com and download our free book on Medicaid and planning for long-term care. I'm Sean Scott. I'm here to help.
Guaranteed to make you laugh through your tears, Linda Burhan's book, Good Night and God Bless, is filled with humor and heartfelt inspiration to aid anyone facing the challenge of caring for a loved one at the end of life. Her story offers hope for human strength and understanding of weaknesses during a difficult time. Life doesn't normally prepare us to become a loved one's caregiver. When it happens, it's usually sudden. A diagnosis of an illness, age-related frailty, dementia, and life suddenly is anything but normal. And because we don't even know what we don't know, where do we turn to for help or guidance? In Connecting Caregivers, Answers to the Questions You Didn't Know You Needed to Ask, Linda offers information, education, and inspiration from her own experience and from experts whose advice, practical tools, and personal stories will empower and guide you. Make sure to add these inspiring books to your collection today. Available on Amazon.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Well, I can lower this now. And we're back. So glad. That was a great conversation. And now we have my other guest, which is Georgia Smith from Neighborly Care Network. Hello, my friend.
Hello, Linda. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here today because I think that Neighborly Care Network is one of those hidden gems that people don't know about.
We absolutely are. And the operative word there, unfortunately, is hidden.
Yeah.
So
tell me first a little bit about yourself and how you got to Neighborly Care Network.
Sure. Well, I started out teaching marketing a while ago at St. Pete Junior College, and then it morphed into actually doing what I was teaching at Innisbrook Safety Harbor Spa. And then that ended, and I went to a neurologist that specialized in seniors. And then I went to 3 adult daycare centers and were their liaison to the community.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID hit, and everybody pulled back.
Yeah.
So it gave me about 18 months to sit back and think about things. And one of my greatest wishes has been to work for a nonprofit. And Neighborly Care Network kind of fell in my lap.
Yeah, sometimes the universe just aligns itself. You never know, right?
Yeah, it kind of sort of knows more than we do.
Yeah. Sometimes we just have to get out of the way.
Isn't that the truth? I tell my daughters that, but it's easier for me to say it to them than do it myself.
Well, you know what? I want my kids to learn everything I learned after 50.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't that be nice for them?
Yes.
It wouldn't make that much of an impression, though. Sometimes if you don't go through the pain, you don't learn the lesson.
I got it.
I've been there. Can't sidestep it.
So how long has Neighborly Care Network been around?
Well, way back in 1966, there was a group of women who noticed that there were several people in the neighborhood that weren't thriving, and they just weren't eating or eating correctly. So they took it upon themselves to actually cook, put things in their trunk, and hand deliver to the neighbors. And that has morphed into Neighborly Care Network's Meals on Wheels, which unfortunately is the only thing that is known in the public arena that Neighborly does. Yeah. And then what furthered it was the 1966 Older Americans Act. And that was specifically designed to keep nutrition at the forefront for anyone who was 60 or older.
And it's just so important. Nutrition is so important. Socializing is so important.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what Neighborly is about.
Exactly, it is. So for anyone who is truly homebound, we do bring lunches to them 5 days a week. They can actually just purchase, if they would prefer. A lot of people have no idea. They can get 5 meals frozen for only $59.50.
Wow. That's
and
crazy.
That way, they can eat it whenever they want or whenever they feel like it. And it's a comfort for the family to know that there's a fully nutritious meal waiting for them that's frozen and can be defrosted at any time.
Well, and you know what the thing happens as we age, as I deal with a lot of people that are aging. If there's not a lot of good food in the house, if it's not there, they either don't eat or they're eating stuff that's really not good. What?
Candy.
Candy.
My grandmother only ate ice cream and candy.
Yeah. I know that so well. My boyfriend does that.
My husband did
any
too.
more muffins and cakes, pies, and cookies, I'm going to bring the snack because they call my name and I don't want to be rude. So I have
Of course
to.
not. I definitely don't want to be rude. So you know what? That just made me think of a Josie joke. Anyway,
go ahead.
So tell us about your centers and what they do there.
Well, the administrative offices, of course, are at the core of everything that we do. So the Meals on Wheels is a distribution point. There's 8 of them in the county that deliver, and our wonderful volunteers come in actually about 10 o'clock in the morning, and the bins are prepared for whom they are going to deliver to. And they're given an iPad where the addresses are.
Okay.
The people that will be expecting them. And then within that same facility, we have Senior Cafe. And that was developed in 1970s. And there we focus on not only giving seniors a nutritional meal, but also to socialize them.
Yeah.
So we pick them up actually at 10 in the morning.
Did you say pick them up?
We pick
Can we
them
repeat
up.
that, please?
We pick them up within a 10-mile radius. So we have 8 locations.
Wow.
So certainly they live close to something. Now, if you want, you could drive, because I do have some gentlemen, widowers a lot, want capable of driving, want to keep driving.
Right.
You can drive.
Yeah.
But they want not only the nutrition, but they want the
friendship.
socialization.
Yeah.
They do. And when I go into all of our sites, I get the biggest kick out of it because they have Motown pounding on the radio, or they're playing cornhole. They're watching a movie. It's a very, very uplifting experience.
Yeah, and we all want to be engaged. And,
Yes,
we all want to
exactly.
have conversation. People say to me,
Exactly.
"Oh, mom's just sitting in the chair. She doesn't do anything more." That's all you took everything away from her.
Yeah, exactly. And I tell people that probably 50 times a week. Please think about what else we can do to help them. They don't want to sit and vegetate.
No.
If they can go one time and see if they like it.
Right.
First of all, it's a complimentary service.
Yeah, that's
that
big.
Neighborly gives. We do, if possible, ask for a $2 donation. If they cannot, it is never mentioned again, and we never say no.
Yeah. It's so important because a lot of people think that care is just available for people that have money.
Yeah, no.
You know?
No, not where Neighborly is concerned. You know, not since 1966, 1970. We've been doing that.
Well, because
And
we all deserve to be cared for.
And we should be lovingly cared for.
Yes.
Yeah, lovingly cared for.
Yes.
We could take a lesson from European countries in that manner. Yeah, they really cherish their elderly, and
Yes,
I
they
see
do.
that we don't cherish them to that degree, but we should start.
Well, I think we're starting to learn better, I think.
We are. You know, also we have nutritional counseling available. There's a wonderful woman who works for us that will actually go to our clients' home and discuss with them if they go to Walmart, Publix, Aldi, wherever it is they go and buy their groceries,
right,
what they most astutely should buy. Yeah. And help them get set up for making really simple, nutritious meals, you know, for the balance of the week.
And just a guide, because you know what? They're not going to be standing in the supermarket trying to read 82 ingredients on the side of a box.
Right, exactly.
You know, I can't see them anyway. But
I was going to say, you can't see them. And, you know, that's the point. They don't want you to see them because if you really knew what was in there,
so
you wouldn't want to eat it.
So if someone teaches me and educates me, I can buy this, this, and this, and then it's going to help me feel better.
Yeah, exactly.
Because sometimes we just need some direction.
Yeah, you know, and primarily fresh fruits and vegetables. You can't go wrong. And then some protein. Yeah. It's just so simple. It is so simple. I mean, every once in a while you need to buy yourself a treat, but that'll be between you and I.
Yeah.
But other than that, the main guidance should be to keep it on a very high nutritional level.
Well, and I think too, besides the nutrition part of it, sometimes the people that deliver those Meals on Wheels, those are the only people that the clients see.
It is the only human
that week.
It is and I tell people yesterday when I was at the 5 Towns Smart Living seminar, I was telling quite a few of the women that came in because they were newly retired and they were looking for something to do.
Oh yeah.
And I said, this is the perfect thing for you because you can only do it one time a week if that's what you choose.
Right.
So we're really very open. We need a lot of help, especially in the Largo, Seminole, St. Pete area.
Okay.
And they can just pop into one of our distribution sites, whichever is closest to them.
And how do they find that?
Well, it's on my literature. It's also in digital.
And what's the website?
It's neighborly.org.
Okay, neighborly.org.
Real simple. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All of the sites, all of the addresses are there. And like I said, they could do it as little or as much as they like. And
that's a good thing about it because there are some people that they're just stepping their toe into volunteering. Yeah. And if they know I can just start one day a week and see how I feel about it.
Exactly.
And maybe that's all they want to do.
And they don't have to actually, if they're not comfortable actually delivering, they can work right in the distribution site, loading up the bins. They could actually.
My husband, before he passed away, he volunteered for years packing coolers.
Oh yeah,
and he was a really good cooler packer.
There you go. So we need people
Wonder
to
where
do
you
that.
learned that.
Yeah.
He was a really good cooler packer. Yeah.
He must have been a packer at Publix at one time because those guys are really good.
No, he worked in a lumber yard. Now all that wood had to fill in the spots, you know.
Oh yeah. Strategically place the wood. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that.
Exactly. But yeah, so listeners, think about this. Think about yourself for volunteering, but also think about that neighbor that you know that is not leaving the house.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people. If they say, oh no, I don't need that now. I know, but you know someone that does need it and someone that is reticent to just ask for help. So this is a real quiet way to hand them the brochure. Bring it to your church.
Yeah.
Put it on the bulletin in the hallway of the condo where you live. You know, just spread the word quietly that way, friend to friend, relative to relative. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wish like the more of the doctor's offices knew about this.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, they do. And a lot of them are very, very kind to keep my brochures in a special holder. right by the check-in.
Yeah,
So
they
when
need
I
that.
go in, yeah, they do. They need the constant reminder
Yeah,
of
because
what we can
they're
do.
lucky they have enough time to talk to you about all your medical stuff. But if they
Right.
could just keep those brochures near their checkout
Yeah.
there.
That's exactly right. So, yeah, I have quite a few of them that I see on a monthly basis. That's my marketing route.
Yeah.
So they know me well. I know them well. And I am thrilled almost to tears when I walk in and see that they did put it right by the check-in or check-out, just as I had requested. It works out for everybody that way.
Well, I'd love for you to mail me some of those because I'm just thinking for myself.
Sure.
I go to Curves, the old ladies' gym.
Yeah.
And, but I think there's some ladies there that might take advantage of that or know people that
I'm
could take
sure.
advantage of
Yeah.
that. It's funny. There's one lady that comes there and she's 90 something years old and
I love her.
she doesn't
Love her.
exercise that much, but she's there.
Doesn't matter. It
She
doesn't
comes.
matter. Yeah, that's
Right.
it.
She comes and she
That's
has
it. She makes an
conversation. She
effort.
shows up.
Sure.
Yeah. And
Exactly. She has something to talk about the next day too.
yeah.
So she's on. Yeah.
Well, you know what the
Yeah.
funniest thing is? So I go there like 7:00 in the morning, like 3 days a week, and there's probably like 14 girls that go regularly. And 8 of us, our name is Linda.
Yeah, I have 5 of them in my contacts.
There you
They're real
go.
good.
There's no more little
They're popular.
Lindas. That was a good name in the day. So,
Yeah.
so what's the last thing you want our listeners to hear from you today?
Well, I want them to know we also have adult daycare.
Okay.
We have 3 locations. Sunny
They
Daycare
are?
is in Palm Harbor, downtown Palm Harbor. Then we have Largo, and then we have Evergreen, and that's in South St. Pete. And one of the most important things about that is that if you have VA benefits, it will pay for your adult daycare at Neighborly. And we pick up at 8 in the morning, and we bring you home at 3. It is magnificent for any veteran that you might know. So please spread that word. And then finally, we do pick up and take to any medical appointment that you might have.
Wow.
So not only a primary care doctor, but I also go and let them know at radiology, oncology, Fresenius kidney, anything that is a medical appointment. Again, 10 miles, pick up and drop off. And that's another way to volunteer.
Yeah.
And we never ask them to go both ways. And we do not ask them to pick someone up that's in a wheelchair or a walker, has real special needs, because our drivers are CPR trained and they do that magnificently. So, so that's the last thing that I can tell you about Wonderful Neighborly. I am blessed to be a part of it.
They are blessed to
so
have you.
proud. Thank you
They
so
are blessed
much.
to have you. I got an email through my website about 2 weeks ago, and a woman said, I moved here with my husband 8 months ago, and my husband accidentally passed away, or unexpectedly, not accidentally, unexpectedly passed away, and she was caring for him. No, he was caring for her.
Oh no.
She said, and I don't know anybody here, and I have to go to a doctor, and I don't even know how I'm going to get there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was like, here you go, girl.
Yep. Thank
Here you
you.
go.
Thank you, Linda.
So I want to
Thank
let
you so
anybody
much.
who's listening to the show today, if you have a question about anything or a comment or anything, contact me. If I don't know the answer, I know somebody like Georgia. I know people that know the answers. We are very blessed to be in this community here where we have professionals that work together and want to make a difference and want to do the right thing.
Perfectly said. And that is so true. We might not be able to help, but we know somebody who can.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate to reach out.
Right, my friend. One more time. What's the website?
Neighborly.org.
Thank you
get
so
any
much.
easier than that. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Have a delicious day, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome. Now it's time to hear from our wonderful partners, so don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Choosing the right chiropractor is an important choice to make. Located in Seminole, the Alexander Spine Center team is trained on the latest chiropractic treatments and technologies. At Alexander Spine Center, you'll find chiropractic and physical therapy care that is safe, effective, and a natural approach to pain and other health-related issues. Chiropractic unlocks your body's potential and natural healing process to ensure your life is a healthy life. We treat clients from the womb to the tomb. Call 727-397-3000 for a free consultation today, or visit our website at www.alexanderspinecenter.com.
They take good care of me twice a week, so check them out.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
We believe the power of the human body and mind can do amazing things, and that tapping into that power, not just tricking it with a temporary disguise, is possible. Superpatch technology uses a special pattern and vibrotactile technology to help you go from feeling blah to hurrah. Now, once the Superpatch is in contact with your skin, it triggers a neutral response in the brainstem that helps you tackle your daily problems head on. Whether you're struggling with pain, balance, stress, or focus, we have a solution that might be right for you. With Superpatch's 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Hi, this is Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers. I started using the Liberty Patch over 3 years ago. I used to be a tripper, but since wearing the Liberty Patch, I haven't tripped once. The Liberty Patch is proven to reduce the risk of falling by up to 8 times. And as we all know, if you prevent the fall, you prevent the call. Don't wait until it's too late. Preventative solutions are the answer.
Superpatch does not claim to diagnose, treat, or cure illness. Superpatch is FDA registered. To receive 25% off your first order, go to sticktoit.info. That's sticktoit.info and learn more.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we are back.
Oh, good.
Yes, oh good. So I want you to go to lindaburhans.com and nominate someone for the caregiver contest. I want you to join one of the support groups. I want you to look at the resources there. We have a ton of information. I want you to check out Josie Jones. So it's joksterjosiejones.com. I promise to give you a laugh. I think so. Because sometimes I'm just laughing at myself. But please do that. If you have any suggestions of anything you want me to do with a show, with a conference, that's how this whole Josie thing started. I still have my live conferences, which will be November 12th and 13th, 3 days live, no charge to caregivers. Also, October 15th, I'll be having a live event at Seminole City Park. We will have 6 professionals on a panel. I will be the MC, and I hear that Josie Jones might visit that day. So I'll have some more information on that, where to RSVP for that a little bit more down the road, because like I said, it's not till October 15th. But if you have questions, ideas, or just suggestions, please contact me at lindaburhans.com. Thanks so much. Tune in next week for another fabulous show. Remember, God loves you all the time, and have a delicious day.